This is Eric Myers in Theology 3B, Period 6 of my GP2 Summative on St. Thomas of Aquinas' Summa Theologica's effect on church teachings. So we start with this writing from Aristotle, who is seen to be one of Aquinas' main influences in his life and teachings of the church. And in Vidmar, it states that in using the newly rediscovered text of Aristotle, Thomas so revolutionized the study of theology and his teaching on free will, which one can see as directly as an influence to Thomas's teachings. Next, we have an image of Aquinas holding the Summa Theologica, which is significant because in Vidmar, that is the main topic of discussion and how that is the main effect on modern church teachings and beliefs. Lastly, we have a cross with a question mark over it, and this is significant because Thomas's teaching requires us to ask questions about the church and our faith. The theme that I see most is faith and reason, because it is described as a relationship between faith and development of intellect. Vidmar describes this development of intellect that Aquinas portrays in his Summa as complete theology, and that he begins in the beginning and ends at the end and asks all questions in order. When one asks questions deeply, they're really strengthening their intellect. In the Summa and through questions, one will develop in their faith and through understanding. God is God, God as he relates to man, and Christ is a mediator between God and man, better than before. This is developing your faith along with your intellect really deeply when this never happened before. So this is Aquinas' direct impact on modern church teachings. And Vidmar's evidence to back this belief up is that he provides a primary source that models Aquinas' teachings directly from Aquinas. And it supports that his claim that Aquinas' Summa is the highest point of scholastic theology. Thomas states the question, can it be proved that God exists? Then he lists the objections to this question. Thomas then concludes by answering each objection one by one. This is very significant because this is exactly how Aquinas wants us to model our teachings. This is the modern teaching that he affected so deeply, so seeing this laid out is huge for the reader, and it really portrays how relevant this teaching still is. And lastly, it most relates to the four marks of the Church of One. St. Thomas of Aquinas unified church teachings by creating a theological teaching system in which the majority would follow, unifying the church and their beliefs as one. Aquinas wanted to unite the church on questions regarding God and the faith, and he developed this teaching because he thought it would be the best way to let everyone gain a common ground on important questions and beliefs. Again, his main goal is to reunite the church and the teachings through all people, all lands, and he did just this and is still modernly impacting the church. These are the works cited.